Prologue. A lie is never flat. They say a lie is like a coin, two sides, the teller and the believer. But they're wrong. A lie is not a coin. It's a polygon, sharp, many-sided, each angle hidden until it cuts. This is the story of Mara Jennings, who thought she knew every side of her husband's life until the night she discovered the seventh side. Chapter 1. The Perfect Frame. On paper, Mara Jennings' life was enviable. 38, married to Daniel, a man the neighborhood called the Golden One. 2 children, Ryan, 13, Ella, 10. A sprawling home in Silverwood Estates, with a wide green lawn and the smell of lavender drifting through the windows in summer. To friends at the country club, Mara was lucky. Daniel owned a successful construction firm with his best friend, Ethan Cole. Their company trucks were a familiar sight across town, Jennings and Cole Builders, building the future. Mara smiled when people said it. She smiled when other wives leaned across the table and whispered, "You're so fortunate, Mara. Daniel is such a good man." Smiling became second nature, because if she didn't, the truth, the late nights, the excuses, the quiet emptiness of her bed might slip out, and Mara Jennings didn't complain. Not yet. But the first crack in the glass appeared on Tuesday evening, tucked carelessly inside Daniel's jacket pocket. Chapter 2. The Receipt. Mara wasn't snooping. She was cleaning, like always. Daniel had left his suit jacket on the back of a chair, his usual rush to shower and leave for a client dinner. She lifted it, smoothed the shoulders, and something crisp and folded slipped from the inside pocket. A hotel receipt. Not downtown, not even in their city, but 40 miles away at the Grand Monarch Hotel, the kind of place people went when they didn't want to be seen. Her eyes moved to the line that made her throat tighten. 2 guests, 3 nights. The reservation wasn't under Daniel's name. It was under Ethan Cole's. At first, Mara laughed, out loud, sharp and startled. Maybe Daniel had covered for Ethan. Maybe Ethan had taken his mistress there and asked Daniel to handle the bill. That had to be it. But then a second thought crept in, unwelcome and cold. What if it wasn't Ethan's mistress? What if it wasn't a man at all? Chapter 3. The Call. She sat at the kitchen counter with the receipt under her palm, the clock ticking like a hammer behind her. By 9, Daniel had left again, muttering about emergency paperwork at the office. Her hands shook as she dialed the number on the receipt. The hotel clerk's voice was polite, rehearsed. "Yes, ma'am. The suite was under Mr. Ethan Cole. Checked in Friday evening, checked out Monday morning." Her throat was dry. "And the second guest?" A pause, the faint tapping of keys. "Mr. Daniel Jennings. Is there anything else I can help you with?" Mara hung up. The phone clattered against the counter. The lie had another side. Not a mistress, not a stranger. It was Ethan. Chapter 4. Ghosts in the Ledger. Mara didn't sleep that night. She lay awake listening to the hollow rhythm of the grandfather clock in the hallway. When Daniel's side of the bed dipped at 2:13 a.m., she pretended to be asleep. He smelled faintly of whiskey and cologne that wasn't his. At dawn, while he showered, Mara tiptoed into Daniel's home office. She'd never pried before. She thought marriages collapsed when trust was broken, and she refused to be the one to snap the thread, but the hotel receipt had already done the breaking for her. The desk drawer was locked. Not with a key, but with arrogance. Daniel used the same combination on everything: the kids' iPads, the garage keypad, his briefcase. 4 digits. Ryan's birthday. The drawer clicked open. Inside lay a neat folder of contracts. At first glance, they looked legitimate: invoices, signed permits, subcontractor bids, but the numbers didn't add up. Loans stacked on top of loans, money shuffled from one shell account to another. Some documents bore Ethan's signature, but the handwriting was wrong, like a poor imitation. Then she saw their home listed as collateral, not once, twice, 3 times. The college funds she and Daniel had built for Ella and Ryan, both drained to nearly nothing. Her stomach knotted. This wasn't business stress. This was deliberate. And Daniel hadn't just lied to her. He'd gambled everything they owned. Chapter 5. The Unspoken Confrontation. That evening, Mara made dinner as usual. Roasted chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans. Daniel came home late, kissed the children on the forehead, and sat down at the table like nothing was wrong. Mara studied him across a candlelit meal. He smiled, asked about Ryan's math test, laughed at Ella's silly joke. He was the picture of normal. And she said nothing. Because she understood something new. When you confront a liar too soon, you only see the side of the lie they've prepared for you. So Mara smiled back. She served him extra potatoes. She leaned across the table and asked about his day. Inside, though, she was sharpening her silence into a weapon.
Chapter 6. Watching the Angles. In the weeks that followed, Mara became an actress. She was the dutiful wife, the loving mother, the woman who believed every word, but in private, she became an archivist of betrayal. She copied Daniel's documents at the local print shop under the guise of making PTA flyers. She took photos of his calendar, his receipts, his briefcase contents. She noted every time he claimed to be at the office, but wasn't. Her cover story was airtight. Daniel never suspected. If anything, he grew bolder, careless. He started leaving his phone face down on the counter, messages buzzing in the silence. He began spending weekends away with Ethan, claiming they were securing new investors. Mara collected it all. Like pins on a map, each lie formed another side of the polygon. And still, she didn't confront him. Not yet. Chapter 7. The Investigator. One rainy Thursday, Mara sat in her car outside a strip mall office. The sign above the door read, "Barton and Associates, Private Investigations." The man she met inside was lean, balding, with tired eyes that looked like they'd seen too many ruined marriages. His name was Howard Barton. Mara slid the hotel receipt across the table, along with a photocopy of the forged contracts. She said, "I need to know everything, everywhere he goes, everyone he meets, and I need proof." Howard studied her, then nodded slowly. He said, "Men like him, they always think they're smarter than everyone else. They forget who's watching." 3 weeks later, Howard delivered a folder thick with photographs and notes. There was Daniel and Ethan checking into another hotel. Daniel and Ethan at a private dinner with a loan shark tied to organized crime. Daniel withdrawing large sums of cash, handing them off to Ethan in parking garages. The images made Mara's hands go cold. This wasn't just infidelity. It was conspiracy. Chapter 8. A Whisper in the Dark. Mara's turning point came one night when she couldn't resist lingering outside Daniel's office door. Through the wood, his voice was sharp, angry. She doesn't know anything. She's too busy playing house. If she finds out... A pause. Ethan's muffled voice replied, tense. Daniel hissed. Then we bury her with the rest of them. Mara's blood ran cold. She pressed her back to the hallway wall, her pulse hammering in her throat. Was it a metaphor or a promise? She didn't wait to find out. Ending advice for audience. Lies are never flat. They always have more sides than you think. Some are small, harmless even, but others, they grow sharp enough to cut through families, friendships, entire lives. Mara's story is a reminder: trust once broken can never be put together the same way. When someone lies to you, don't just look at the surface. Ask yourself, what angle are they hiding from you? And here's the truth: the more sides a lie has, the more dangerous it becomes, because eventually one of those sides will turn against the liar. So be careful who you trust and be careful what you hide, because in the end, every lie gets exposed.